As a slightly shy and introverted personality, I can say that Tango really fits this kind of profile. But the way to the community and the way to staying in the community is not always very easy. And it's not always very easy for shy persons and introverted personalities. So in this video, I would like to give some ideas about how communities can help these introverted personalities and these shy personalities maybe in their first steps, in their beginnings, and give them some more reasons and make them feel more comfortable and inclusive within this community. Welcome to Good Night Tango. I'm Christos, I'm dancing tango for 9 years, and for the last 4 years I'm also writing about that in my blog. And the first thing that I want to say as an idea is when you are organizing an event like in milonga, when you have a beginner who is maybe a little bit more introverted or shy and distant from the other persons, when you organize an event, when you organize a weekly milonga or whatever else you organize as a school or as a community or whatever else, try to include these persons not just by announcing the event and expecting them to come. Don't just say, okay, this weekend we are going to have a milonga, or this Wednesday we're going to have our milongas, or every Wednesday we're going to have our milongas in this and this place, this time, and so on, and expect them to appear. But instead try to include them more like personally. Show them that you are interested for them to be there. Show them that you want them to be there. And it's really simple to do that. It doesn't need to be just a general invitation. You can just approach them and tell them, are you coming on the Wednesday milonga? Are you coming to the practica? Are you coming? Ask them directly if they're coming or not. Ask them directly if they want to come or not, because it makes them feel much more at ease, and it lowers the anxiety of, oh, I will go there and maybe people don't want me there. I don't know, people don't like me there. Sometimes when you enter these kind of spaces in the milongas as a shy person, you might think that you are entering a party without being invited, and it feels very awkward. So inviting that person personally and approaching them and telling them, are you going to come on Wednesday? I really look forward to seeing you there, and things like that. It makes them more comfortable, and it eases down this anxiety that they might have, that if I go there, maybe nobody cares about me. And that goes together with the attitude in the milonga. When they come in the milonga, make sure that they feel seen. You can chat with them, you can ask them how was their day or whatever else. Make sure that you notice them and you show them that they are noticed, they are there and people notice them. Because otherwise, it doesn't make sense to just invite them, they come alone and then they stay in a corner alone and nobody sees them, nobody dances with them, nobody speaks with them, and what's the point? What is the point of being included in this community if you're not feeling included in the community, right? The second point that I think helps a lot with such kind of personalities is to make the first move. Not expect them to make the first move, especially for the dance, for the cabeceo or whatever else. In general, in being included in the environment. So if you see them coming, greet them, ask them how they are, chat with them a little bit in the beginning. When they sit out sometime, you maybe can go and ask how is their day, if they're feeling okay, whatever. Something that doesn't really relate to the dance. Make it casual, make it comfortable, so that they don't feel stressed that they have to interact or whatever else, and include them in the interaction instead of waiting for them to start the interaction. Because, shy people or introverted people, it's not that they are afraid to speak to people, it's not that they are not willing to speak to people or interact with people. It's just that sometimes we are afraid to start this interaction because we don't know how it will end up, or because we don't know if the other person wants this interaction. So sometimes we feel insecure with this kind of interaction, even if it is a discussion or a dance or whatever else. And to lower this kind of anxiety, if somebody else does the first move, at least I know it for me, if I'm sitting out and being silent, if somebody else starts a conversation with me, I'm fine to discuss it, I'm fine to engage in this conversation, but if we are sitting together, sometimes I'm just going to sit there and not say anything because I don't feel like saying anything, or I don't feel, I feel a bit stressed or anxious to start a conversation myself. I don't know, it feels a bit strange. But if I am included, if I am asked, if I am, included in the conversation, I don't have a problem to participate and join and engage and tell my opinion and whatever else. I just need to feel that somebody cares and somebody wants to engage and include me in the discussion, in the conversation, in the interaction, whatever, and then I will do that. Otherwise, if I don't feel like that, I will just sit out and be myself, and who cares? And having said that, when you start the interaction, don't start the interaction with something that forces or creates some kind of pressure to them. So, for example, I remember sometimes being in my first milongas and people were coming and asking me, why are you not dancing? Well, can you see that I'm a bit stressed and a bit anxious to start dancing, especially in milongas that were already full and people were dancing in full flow. As a beginner, it was quite stressful to start to start dancing. I was even stressed or anxious to invite somebody that I didn't know, or even my classmates to start a dance, to have a dance. So don't create that kind of pressure in your interaction. Don't create a pressure that you need to dance, you came here to dance. Especially in the beginning, especially in the first times that somebody comes in the milonga in the beginning as a beginner, just try to make them feel comfortable in the space. Just try to make them feel that, okay, you're part of this group. We want you here, we like you here. And even if you don't dance, that's okay. We know that you at some point will start dancing. We know that at some point you will be a full flow dancer member of this community and we will enjoy it. But till then, at first, you need to feel member of this community. You need to feel comfortable here. And that doesn't mean that you need to dance necessarily. So leave that pressure out and say, okay, you came here. We appreciate that you came here. And yeah, enjoy the time. Dance it or not dance it. It's okay. No pressure. No pressure. That's the more important thing, that when you start the interaction, when you include them in the interaction, don't really press them or don't really make a point about the dance, about how they dance, or if they dance or if they don't dance or anything like that. By the way, I don't know if you find these ideas interesting, but if you find these ideas interesting, please like the video, subscribe, and feel free to share any more ideas in the comments. And also very important, share this with members of your community and exchange information, exchange ideas on how you can make this more comfortable for quiet people to enter your communities. And last but not least, I think that kind of trick can be really a game changer. And that can work, I think, as a community, not maybe as an organizer, but you need some help from members or already members in the community in that case, is that when you approach this kind of personalities, try to approach them with somebody who is also in the same vibe. What I mean that if you are a loud person as an organizer and you are jumping around, shouting and being, a joy of the party and this kind of personality, going to them and being like, hey, how you doing? And blah, being loud to them as a quiet personality might feel a little bit strange, awkward, stressful, I don't know. You don't easily connect with them. If you want them to feel included and you want them to connect, try to include them by making somebody who is closer to that vibe, somebody who is also a quiet person, somebody who is also maybe a slightly introverted personality in Tango. I think you will find easily that kind of persons in Tango. We do have a lot of introverted personalities in Tango. So try to find somebody who is experienced and is slightly introverted, leans towards that side, and ask them to come and help and go and ask how they do and include them in the discussion in the community, because it will match their vibe and it will be much easier for them to have this kind of interaction and discussion. When you're approached as a shy person or as a closed person, as a quiet person by somebody who is really loud, sometimes it doesn't really vibe with you and doesn't really make sense. So maybe going forward you will interact, you will engage with these persons, and that's okay. But in the beginning, just to make it more comfortable getting in, try to find persons that are also at the same kind of vibe and make them be the ones that are approaching the new dancers, the new quiet dancers, I would say. So this is it. I know that tango is already dominated, or it has at least a lot of introverted personalities, or people that are identifying with the introverted spectrum of the personality. And I think that we can make it easier for them to enter, the new beginners to enter, the new members to enter our communities. I believe that we can accommodate and make it much easier for them to stay longer in tango and stay with us in the communities. Now, if you want to know how introverted personalities fit a lot with tango and why tango fits introverted personalities as hobbies, the video over here can help you with that. Check it out and don't forget to move forward both in the dance floor and in your life. Bye!